Here we've got the Lexus GX350. Normal wear and tear on the lenses. This isn't for a projector swap. This customer is pretty in tune with custom lighting options. I've worked with them before, and this is a factory D4S, what we call the RX style projector. So that's pretty good, but over time, you know, the D4S bulbs, they need to be changed out every few years to maximize performance. They do wear a little bit differently, we've seen. And the bowls on these projectors, which we'll show you in a little bit, I'm not sure of the condition of them at all, but we've seen those kind of get a little bit hazed up, even burned up over time. So it is a popular projector. However, once it gets worn out like any other one, you'll want to do a full projector swap, and we have options for that. On this specific model, on these D4S, there's a lot of these Subarus, Toyotas, and the back cap is the ballast itself, which is pretty cool. Behind there is the projector. We'll show you how that all looks in a little bit. And we'll do a projector comparison with the new one, of course, showing you the performance options. We also have new lenses for this model, so it'll be a nice treat. It'll look OEM, it'll look factory, just perform a lot better, and of course look brand new. And we'll show you how that looks in a little bit. All right, this is what the inside looks like with the full internals removed, the lens cover obviously, the housing pieces. This is a really interesting setup. We were just taking a look at it. The AFS motor is usually on the bottom of any kind of projector setup, but this motor actually also moves the whole projector up and down. So the vertical height, kind of the vertical motor, is situated in the same kind of positioning. Usually you have it on one of these adjusters, and it'll just kind of push a rod out essentially and move it up and down. Same thing for left and right sometimes, but the AFS systems are a little bit different, but this Lexus setup is pretty cool. We'll retrofit one side, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's all set up. We'll get the shroud off, get a better idea of what's going on in there. All right, here's a closer look at the original projector right here on the right. That's the RX, what we call the RX350. This projector is used in a variety of models. It comes AFS and non-AFS. We've got it angled up because we're going to show you the projector comparison in a moment here. But we're just taking a look at the projector setup here. You can see it's got a kind of like a frosty lens that diffuses the output slightly. We'll show you what that looks like. Also, it's got an extra step on the shield that also further diffuses the kind of the sharpness of the cutoff essentially. And yeah, AFS system. All right, so moving on to the G5-BRT, these are using our AFS RX brackets. You can see it bolts up directly to the bottom mount as well as that top pivot mount. So you can see the bracket is kind of on the back end of it. Projector is front mounted. We'll be doing some additional tuning and spacing just to get everything dialed in, because this is not really traditional. It's the first time we've seen a height adjuster, an automatic height adjuster like that, kind of integrated to the bottom of the whole housing. So this whole thing comes out, and you disassemble it, and that's how you install the new projector system. But if you got the RX AFS setup, this is definitely a good video for you just to see what you're getting into. But you can see the G5-BRT's got a completely different design setup. We'll show you what that looks like. It's really nice. This retains full functionality of the leveling system, the AFS, the left and right. And once we have everything set up, we'll show you at the end. It'll look pretty much like the original. Of course, you'll be able to tell that, you know, you got an AR-coated clear lens on it versus this frosty one, and you can see the difference right off the bat. Clarity is just night and day. But besides those things, the light will look stock, and that's the point here. Unless, of course, you want to customize it, you can. All right, we've got both projectors set up against the wall. We're at 25 feet. Both of these projectors are using the original bulbs that were inside of these headlights that were shipped to us. Customer told us he installed the Osram CBB bulbs a few years ago. I believe it's been about 2 or 3 years. Don't think it's much more than that. But the car's been used every day, and Customer definitely notices that the bulbs are sort of wearing down a little bit, but we figured we'd keep this comparison as close to what it should be, apples to apples. So we're using worn Osram CBB bulbs. The customer will install new bulbs. We'll add those in right before we ship the conversion, but we'll show you the differences from what you can see. Because a worn bulb, you can modify these results and kind of get what you want from it if you show off a worn bulb versus a new bulb. But anyways, so just take a look at the beam pattern, take a look at the output. The camera shows it really nicely. It's a much fuller, larger intensity zone on the bottom. That's the G5-BRT. And on top, it's much more center weighted, but it's really lacking to the left. And usually we see that due to that little extra shield that I was showing before on the projector, on the RX projector. Besides that, you can see there's definitely a dull zone in the center, and then it's kind of spotty. You can see that kind of yellowish spot to the left. Not sure if that's a reflection, but you can tell it's kind of patchy, it's inconsistent on the RX. The RX flares upward, nothing wrong with that. Some projectors flare up. G5-BRT kind of bows down just slightly. So just different characteristics. You got a much sharper cutoff because of that clear lens. And on the RX projector, you got a kind of a slope shield versus that step shield on the G5-BRT. But those are some of the differences, despite, the big one is the intensity zone and how the light spreads, and especially to the width, to the left and right. The width is much better. The light carries over. But we'll show you a quick comparison of the Lux. Well, this is, again, worn Osram bulbs. We'll do the RX first. I got the Lux meter. So right at about 300 lux on the RX, and we're just taking it in one zone. If you did multiple zones and took an average, you'd be able to get some better data. But again, just a quick comparison. Again, now that the G5-BRT is not in the picture, you can see the dead zone in the center. Definitely from a hazed up bowl to some capacity, possibly burned up. Yeah, but we'll put the G5-BRT up on there now. You can see it's really consistent. It's obviously a new projector versus, an older projector. Even if you baby your car, it doesn't matter, the projector still wears. It is a wear and tear item despite what people might think. But you can see you don't have that dead zone. So we're hitting about 500 lux or so. With new bulbs, you can expect much better. I mean, especially G5-BRT with like some night breakers. Obviously a separate discussion, but you could be hitting 800, 900,000 lux. So big difference. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. We'll show you what's next on this. And here we are. We've got this all finalized. Got the brand new aftermarket lenses supplied by the customer. We'll see if we can get these lenses from our supplier. I believe we can, and we'll have the service on the site. Amber was retained. You could technically remove that. You could paint it. But this customer is going for the original look. And if you look closely, again, you can see the AR coating on the G5-BRT. It's that bluish purple coating. Nice clear lens. And as you guys saw, it really maximizes the performance. We installed brand new Osram CBB bulbs. This will maximize the performance, keep everything looking fresh and performing their best for the next few years. Again, we recommend changing bulbs, every 3, 4, 5 years at the maximum if you're using the car every day. But if you really want to stay on top of it, 3-year mark is a good place to be. Let us know if you need anything. Leave a comment on this video. You can get in touch with us through email or through phone. We do phone consultations if you guys want to talk about specific project. So yeah, reach out to us. Happy to talk to you. Or if you want to purchase the parts for yourself, you can do a DIY project and you can kind of follow along with what we've done here for your Lexus. All right. Thanks guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know. Bye.